Hey guys, what's up? Jillian here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. I wanted to try out a new thrift store today. Kind of new, but not new at the same time. I have so much luck when I'm thrifting at Hope of the Valley where I live. So I decided I wanted to try Hope of the Valley out, like in another area. So I'm at the Hope of the Valley in Granada Hills, and just looking at it right now, it doesn't look like from the outside it doesn't look as big as my Hope of the Valley, but from the pictures I saw on the inside it looks like it could be just as big. And then just even looking around at the area, it's like very nice and very new, and I'm just very curious about what kind of stuff they're gonna have in here. So I could not take you guys with me, so I'm gonna take you with me as we see everything that Hope of the Valley Granada Hills has to offer. So let's go. I don't know what I was expecting when I first walked in, but I was kind of surprised to see that this place looked really similar to the Hope of the Valley by me. And because I've had such great luck in the jewelry section in mine, I wanted to go over to this one and kind of check out what they had. I didn't really see anything that was calling my name or anything super special, but they did have some pretty cool items if you were just looking for like regular costume jewelry. They had a lot to choose from here. All right, I'm so used to going to mine that I know where everything is, and here I have to kind of figure it out. I'm like, I don't even know where to go to first, but I think I saw some really cool leather jackets, so I'm gonna go look over there in a second. But since I'm at the belts, I thought I would just go by. It's not a ton, not the hugest selection of belts, but I am in the bags, and these are the bags right here. I'm gonna kind of look through them. This is like the dupe. I don't think this is the real thing of the Alexander McQueen bag. I have the pink version of that. I'm not really seeing a ton bag wise. This is pretty cool. Adidas lunchbox, but you could totally wear it as a backpack. It's only $2.99. I figured I would start at the racks because in my Hope of the Valley, that's normally where some of the really cool pieces are. And I saw this set. I thought it was cute, but it was just a little Fashion Nova set. I had pretty high expectations for vintage because there's so much vintage in my Hope of the Valley, but here I just didn't really see as many pieces, and the stuff that I did see had a lot of stains on it, so I don't know what that was about, but they did have a good selection of jackets. I feel like Hope of the Valley has always a good selection of jackets and coats, and I did see that, but I really have so many coats, and it really would have to be something special for me to add another one to my collection at this point. I know it seems like I have a lot of leather jackets, and I do, but there is a particular silhouette that I am looking for at the moment, and it's a moto style jacket, but longer than the cropped one that I have and thinner than the longer one that I have, and maybe just slightly a little bit more oversized. So that's actually on my list, and then once I do find that perfect silhouette, I will consider probably selling one or two of the ones that I already have, because I probably have like 6 leather jackets. And when I saw this one, I honestly thought it would be perfect. It said on the tag it was from the 1980s, but the fact is this jacket was $49.99. You guys haven't seen it yet, but I have an upcoming thrift haul where I come across another leather jacket like that. That's that brand. That's pretty freaking perfect, and I ended up paying $10 for it. So you will see that in an upcoming thrift haul. Stay tuned. But yeah, I started to see right away when I was looking through this section that this Hope of the Valley was going to be way more overpriced than mine. Something else I did notice is that anything that had a tag on it was automatically a lot more money. Like they marked it automatically up, like drastically, honestly. So it was like, yeah, you want to find things in the thrift store that still has the tags, but they were taxing on it. So I passed on like literally everything that had a tag because the price was just astronomical. It was almost ridiculous. I did see quite a few vintage dresses in this section, but none of them were really in my size, so I didn't pick up any, but they did have some really cute options. And for these particular dresses, the prices were not bad at all. But again, none of them were in my size, so I wouldn't even call this a win for me per se. But if any of these things are your size, then this will probably be really great for you. I loved this suede dress that I came across. I'm still hoping to come across one of these in my size. This definitely was not, but $16.99 is not a bad price for leather. And I did really like the silhouette and the low back, but again, it was not in my size, so I had to pass. But if I do come across one, or a blazer version of that, because I have come across blazer versions of those suede dresses, it's like a blazer dress, I would totally get it in a hot second. I thought this was super cool, the beading and the detail on it. It wasn't in my size, and these, I think it's one of those Indian dresses, but it was beautiful. Like the beadwork and the silk when it comes to items made in India is just out of this world, next level. And you know, if I came across a really cool one, I would definitely get it. This jacket I thought was super cool. I really liked the patchwork and everything, but I have some similar things I don't really need it. And then this particular one had a lot of leather trench coats, and if I didn't already find my perfect leather trench coat, I might have been tempted. But since I already have my perfect one, I didn't get any of these. But the prices were not too bad for leather, but definitely again not as low as it would be if it was in my Hope of the Valley. This is a good example of some vintage pieces that I came across that I thought were really unique, both of these sweaters, but they had stains on them, and stains that I was not sure that I would be able to get out. And not to mention, they weren't even really my size, but they were really cool. I wasn't willing to take the chance on the stains. And then I did come across this leather Michael Kors skirt right here, and I thought it was a great color. It would have been perfect for fall. I definitely would have had it shortened into a mini, but it didn't have a price on it, so I was kind of scared towards the end after seeing the prices for everything for what it would be, and it had a little bit of damage, so I ended up putting it back. I did go over into like the blazers and the like cardigans and sweaters, that area, because right now is typically when I start thrifting for fall, and they had some really good things. But I know you guys probably look at me pass on a lot of really cool pieces, but you have to understand, I have been thrifting for so long that before thrifting became as popular as it is right now, I had literally pick of the cream of the crop for vintage. So a lot of these things that you guys see, I literally already have a better version of it that I thrifted years ago at home. So I do pass on a lot. This jacket right here, the suede jacket, was really cool, but the neckline is not something that I really care for, so I did pass. I knew that I just wouldn't reach for it. And then this was also really cool too, but if you guys saw my recent thrift haul, I picked up something very similar that I absolutely love. This place had a decent selection of leather blazers, but I don't know, it just, none of them were any that I probably would have picked up. I do have three really cool leather blazers that I'm very happy with, so I am just not in the market for a black leather blazer. Now show me one in a different color and we can talk, but right now I'm really happy with my black collection. I did go over to the Tanks, and I just wanted to kind of see what they had because it is summer right now, but I noticed that I don't have a ton of patience for this section. Not only that, I have so many tank tops and sleeveless tops that I've thrifted, and a lot of them I still have not gotten a chance to wear. So I'm starting to see that those types of tops are not really something that I reach for a lot. If this was in my size, I definitely would have gotten it. It buttoned down the back, which I thought was really cool, and I loved the lace detail, the collar detail, but it wasn't. And then this was a really cool silk top. It had this stain in the front, and that stain looked like it was not gonna come out, so I didn't want to take the chance on it. But if I had felt like I could get it out, I probably would have gotten it anyway. To be honest, I had started to kind of lose hope in this thrift store because I just wasn't really finding things or seeing any really cool pieces. But then I came across this, and it was only $6.99, and it had no stains or damage, and my hope was renewed. Actually, wow, I think it has like a little bit of a stain on it. Well, you guys will see this later. I did get it and I did pick it up, but I threw it in the wash. So I guess I did end up washing that stain out. But all the details, the embroidery and the buttons made me just like so happy. I love finding pieces like that. Pieces like that are the reason why I thrift. But I didn't really come across any more like that the entire trip. So yeah, I mean, I saw this was really cute. It was just, I think, polyester. It wasn't even silk, I don't think, but it wasn't something that I was like dying to have. And then I thought this was really interesting, but again, not something I was dying to have. It's actually by Elizabeth Claiborne, but it's the Elizabeth line, which is a little bit more pricey. And then I saw this, which was actually 100% silk, and I did carry this around all the way up until the end, and then I ended up actually putting it back. I don't regret it necessarily, but with it only being $3.99, I probably should have gotten it because I definitely would have worn it. But I think by this point I was just losing patience with this store. I did come across this Mickey Mouse, what was this, like a crew neck? No, it was like a t-shirt, and I know there was somebody screaming at the screen that I should have gotten it, but I'm just not a Disney girl, so I wanted to leave that for a Disney girl who would find it and appreciate it. I did make my way over to the shoes just to kind of see what the selection was like compared to mine. And honestly, I would say it was about the same. It wasn't, I don't know. I think my section is probably a little bit smaller than this because this one was pretty big. So they probably had better, if you probably go to the store on a regular basis, they may have like a better selection. I went to the store one time, and with thrifting, you have to understand that like certain days are really good and other days are not. So I could have definitely been just at this store on a bad day, but yeah, I just wasn't finding a ton. I did see this AG top, saw the tags and everything attached to it, and look, they originally had it at $39.99, which is ridiculous for a top. That would definitely be no more than like $10.99 at my Hope of the Valley. So I don't know, I wasn't really too thrilled with this one. But this is when I found this top, and I thought this was super cool. It is 100% silk, and the details were amazing. And then I saw this, and I was really hoping and wishing that it was in my size. And actually, you know what? I think this did end up being in my size, but the elastic waist was just completely destroyed. So I ended up leaving it behind. This dress right here is a floor length dress that would have been like form fitting all the way down. I picked it up, I had it in my cart, I was dead set like, oh, I'm getting this. And then towards the end, I started noticing all of these stains all over it. So I ended up putting it back, but it really did hurt my little heart because I was trying to think of every which way which I could possibly get those stains out, but they were like the type of stains that were like spaghetti stains. You're not getting it out, especially with that material. You would destroy the material first before you ever got it out. I thought this silk top was super cute and whimsical. I loved the little dainty details on it, and it was only $3.99. I thought that was such a great deal, but it just was not my size, so I didn't even want to waste my time. And then I did end up trying on the leather jacket and seeing it wasn't quite what I was looking for. This is more of a bomber style leather jacket, and I was looking for a true moto style leather jacket, so I ended up passing on that. And then I did go to the dresses to see what they had as far as the vintage dresses go, and that color palette was really cool, but I just knew I wouldn't wear that shape or that style. And then I just kind of like went through and saw some other dresses that were pretty cute, but just nothing that was calling my name and saying like, you have to bring me home. So I didn't end up taking home any dresses at all. I don't know if it was just me, but this was really giving don't tell mom the babysitter's dead vibes all the way. And then this Hawaiian shirt, even though I'm not into that trend, this skirt and shirt set, I just feel like somebody who is into that trend would have loved that. I did come across a few sets in this section, but it seemed like all the sets were kind of scattered throughout the store, so that was a little bit inconvenient. But then I came across this really cool vintage dress that I was so close to getting it because I loved the colors and everything, but I just felt like in the end with this silhouette, it's not really something that I reached for, so I did end up passing on it. Then I came across this Roberto Cavalli silk bomber jacket that was reversible. Yeah, we'll talk about this later, but I pulled both of these down to get and had them in my cart till the end. And then I saw this, and the print on this was super cool. I love coming across vintage prints like this, but the elastic in the waist was destroyed. And they did have a few other really cool vintage sets, but none of them were my size, so I just ended up passing on all of them. And then I did come across this really cool silk short sleeve blazer. It wasn't my size, but I've been noticing that these are trending, and I do have a few of these that I picked up a few seasons ago, probably 2 years ago. So if you come across one, definitely get it. This one had a stain in the back, so obviously that would be a challenge, but this, I could not decide if I liked it or not. I love the beading and I thought it could be really interesting, but washing this would be such a pain. So I am out of that thrift store, that Hope of the Valley. I have to say, that one is definitely priced a lot higher than mine. I got excited because I saw that Roberto Cavalli silk bomber jacket that was reversible, and I thought I saw it and it said $39.99, but then I realized there was an extra $9 there, and they were actually selling it for $399.99. Now, I don't mind supporting a good cause or even paying up to like $100 for something like that, but at $400 at that point, it's consignment shop prices, and I'd rather just shop at a consignment shop where they could like authenticate, you know. So would I drive and come out of my way to come to this one? Probably not. But would I come to this one if I happen to be in the area? Then yes, for sure I would. I did get a couple really cute pieces. I really just got all tops, and two of the tops I have like stains on them, so I'm just basically getting them on the hope that I can get it out. So we'll see when we get home if I can get them out, and if I can, then I will style everything up for you and show you how it looks. I stopped and I grabbed a bite to eat. I went to Jamba Juice and I was starving. I don't know if like maybe that was why I couldn't really focus in the other Hope of the Valley, but no, I'm pretty solid on my opinion of that one. But right behind me right here is a Goodwill. I figured I wasn't really quite satisfied. Let me go to this Goodwill right here and just kind of see what they have. I don't think I'll spend too long in here unless it's just like really good, but just like take a little browse and see if I can find anything. I'm just like really curious to see if I am thrift spoiled, because I feel like I am super spoiled by the type of thrift stores that I have. So this is helping me to appreciate mine a little bit more. But let's go in here nonetheless and see if this one could be any good. When I walked into the store, I was kind of caught off guard by how little merchandise there actually was in the store. I did check out the jewelry, but there wasn't much, and there really wasn't much clothing for that matter either. I did go over to the skirt section and I found this skirt, which this type of print is really popular right now, so if this is your thing, you can definitely find them in the thrift store. My goal was to try to find some skirts that I could incorporate into my summer wardrobe, but I didn't end up really finding anything that I just had to have. I did come across this silk skirt, which I will show you guys in a minute, but after thinking about it, I just really knew I wasn't going to wear it, so I ended up putting it back. This right here is the skirt. It was 100% silk, and I do kind of wish I would have given it a chance, but I just don't have skirts that are like this in my wardrobe, so I didn't want to take the chance on it, although a little bit of thrift regret. I love beaded skirts like that one that you just saw, which is like more of an Indian style skirt, and if I ever found one in my size, I would definitely get it. And then I saw this one. I love the colors on this, but again, these types of skirts are just not really flattering on my body type, so I tend to stay away from them. I did like these two capes right here, but this is not typically something that I wear, so it was one of those, oh, this is cool, It's nice to look at, but just not something that I would actually just pick up. And then I'm back at the skirt again because I'm like really trying to think if I would wear it, but in the end I ended up putting it back because I just know myself, and at this point when you're thrifting, just to avoid hoarding, you really have to think about if you were getting dressed, if you're going to reach for that item or not, and if you're not, just put it back, girl. Just put it back. I saw this, and this is really cute. It's vintage style, had like a short sleeve. It wasn't my size, but I thought it was pretty cool. And then I just kind of went through all of the dresses, and I didn't really find anything that I absolutely had to have, but they did have some really cool vintage pieces. They just weren't my size. I felt like this dress was definitely 60s, 70s with the tag and the zip, and it was really cool. It wasn't my size, but it did have some stains, but I just wanted to pick it up and show you guys because I thought it was really cool. I'm walking around now just kind of trying to figure out which section to go to next. It may seem like there's a lot in here, but everything was very spaced out, and for each category there really wasn't that much. There wasn't a ton of belts. I did look through them and I didn't really see anything, and there wasn't really like a ton of bags or shoes either. I will show you some of the shoes that I saw that were pretty cool, but for the most part it's like the store needed more stock or something. I did spot these Ferragamo shoes, but these are very much not my style, and I am not one to pick up something just because it's designer. But I did want to show you guys. They were kind of pricey at 30 bucks, but I mean, like I said, it is a high-end designer. If this is your style or your vibe, then a good find. It even had the original tag on it, the vintage tag. These are very, very vintage. And then these shoes I just had to show you because they remind me of that scene in Sex and the City when Carrie's in the Vogue closet. These look like the Manolo Blahnik Mary Janes, which, by the way, I almost got them in purple like a few weeks back. I do kind of regret not pulling the trigger because I would be rocking those right now. And then I saw these Juicy Couture like UGG style boots, which are not my taste, but I know Juicy is, you know, popular for some people, so just wanted to show you guys those. But overall, I didn't really see any shoes that I needed to have, and I really only look in this section for cowboy boots in interesting colors. I then headed over to the blouse section to see if I could find some really cool vintage blouses, but I didn't really find too much. I did come across this red blouse that you're gonna see in a minute, and I don't like, looking back now, it's really cool. I don't really know why I didn't get it, but I think I didn't get it because it wasn't as oversized as I like these blouses to be. But this is really cool. I really don't know why I didn't at least try it. And then I'm giving you like an overview of the section. This was literally it. It wasn't big at all. But I will say that this store had quite a few of these sequin pieces in it. This dress is to die for. If I could find one of these, I'm still on the hunt in my size, I would for sure 100% get it. And then they did have a good selection of leather, like jackets and blazers and things, but I'm, you know, set. I love this. I have something very similar to this in my size, and the pattern of the one I have is much cooler, but if that would have been in my size, I still would have gotten it. I love those beaded tops. And then I saw this one. It just wasn't, there was something about it that I wasn't really 100% a fan of, so I did leave it behind. But there is this suit that you guys are going to see in a second. We will get to it. I am so sad that it didn't fit me. It's this one right here. It was like one size too small, and it was 100% silk. This pattern, this color, everything about this I absolutely love. And I still haven't even actually researched this brand to see how much it retails for, but I'm so sad I couldn't get that. I did continue to look and found this beaded cardigan type top. I did pick this up and I ended up trying it on. It didn't have any missing beading because I do look over these things with a fine-tooth comb if I do decide to get it. And the reason I did not end up getting it, which you will see because I do show you me trying it on, is because it was like a little bit too big. Like it just, I don't know, something about it just wasn't laying on my body right. So I didn't want to bring it home because I knew I wouldn't reach for it, and I have so many of these that are like so cool. This jacket, obsessed. I die. I've been looking for one of these for a while now, probably like 3 years, so definitely had to get it. And then this is the cardigan. It just, as you can see, it just kind of like sat there. I don't know, I feel like maybe this needed a structured shoulder pad, and I for sure would have gotten it, but without the shoulder pads in there to add structure, it wasn't for me. This is another beaded piece that I came across, but when I turned it around to the back, it had a few rows of missing beading that you can see right there, so I put it back. I did go through and look at more blouses. This one looked very 70s, was pretty cool, but it wasn't my size. And overall, I ended up just coming home with the jacket, and that was it because nothing else was screaming out to me. I am most definitely spoiled by my thrift stores. I am realizing this now. Venturing out and going to others, I really am where it's at when it comes to thrifting. And I think when you're just so used to constantly hitting, this is why I take it so hard when I don't find anything. So I did end up getting the red jacket. They had it priced at $29.99, and I was gonna pay that. I didn't even realize that it was on sale, but it was actually 50% off, so I paid like $14.99, which is great. I actually happen to have that jacket in like royal blue and lavender, so I thought the pop of red would be awesome. I knew I would be watching this footage back and regret it if I didn't pick that up. Like, part of me was like, Jillian, you don't need a jacket like that, you live in LA. But I also knew that other part would be like, you'll never find anything like that again. So I had to get it, and that's that and the other items is what I decided to get. So I will show you guys what I got. I may or may not stop by another thrift store. It's 4:20 now. I could make it back to my side of town probably in the next 20 minutes. So if I do and I feel like going into another thrift store, I will. If I don't, then this next portion will be the try on. Okay, so we are back, and I'm going to show you guys everything that I got, which is only 4 items, but 4 really good items. And we're going to start with the one that I'm wearing right now. So this is the first top that I got. It's actually a button down, and I like the way that it has the hidden buttons. I got this because I knew that I could wear it like a dress, which is how I have it on right now. I just have on shorts underneath it, and then I have it paired with these Zara padded mules. The detail that I love about this is the embroidery. This is not like a patch. It's very, very much so embroidered, and the details are really cool. I even like the button details which follow around to the back. I'm gonna show you right now. I don't know if you guys can see, but the buttons go all the way down the back. They have that same detail, which I think is really cool. And all in all, I just felt like this would be a very versatile piece, and I love the color. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like with the blazer on. That way you can kind of see how I would style this in the fall winter. I really love you guys because it's like 105 degrees outside. I'm so hot, I'm burning up, but this is what it would look like if I were to do a blazer. If I were to do a blazer for fall winter, honestly, I would wear my knee-high gold Stuart Weitzman boots. These are cool too. Definitely more of a spring look, I would say, but I love this blazer over the top of the blouse. And this blazer is actually thrifted too. I find from a while back, and you would recognize it if you'd seen my blazer collection, but this right here is such a fun look. So this is piece number one. The next piece is this top right here, which I would have shown you guys. This is a silk top, and it is a traditional, it's like from Filipino culture. I'll put the name on the screen, but it's 100% silk. It's that thin, papery, thin silk. And I really loved it. The reason why it's cropped is because when I bought it, I didn't notice that there was a stain at the bottom on the back. And I really loved it and wanted to preserve it. So I just chopped it and turned it into a sheer looking crop top, which I would wear for summer. Have it paired with these Zara mules right here. And I would wear this like just on a nice cool summer day. It's such an easy outfit, and I just have like a cute little lacy bralette on underneath it. But really love this top, and you can't beat the material. When I'm thrifting, I am always about the kind of material. So now I'm going to try on the last, or not the last item, the second to last item, but I'm going to try it on with these shorts because that's exactly how I would style it. The next item that I got is this little crisscross silk blouse. This actually had a stain on it when I got it, like a few stains, and it was only $3.99. So I just really wanted to take my chances with it because I love the color. I think it's so pretty, and this is one that I would tuck in just so it fits like this, and I would wear it with shorts and like a little slide. Very casual but kind of sexy and whimsical, and I just really like this a lot. And I think for 100% silk, $3.99. I think it was $3.99. It was like $3.99, $4.99, something like that. I think that's a great deal. So this is the second to last item that I got. Now I have one more item to show you, and that's it for this haul. This jacket right here is the last thing that I got. I know it's something I don't need, but I actually own this jacket in royal blue, and I own it in lavender as well. And I've always looked at both of those jackets, or I'm sorry, coats, and have thought to myself that I wish I had it in red, and I just happened to come across it, and it was on sale. It was only $14.99. So this is a major one. I can't wait to wear this, but like I said, I really love you guys because it's over 100 degrees and I am so hot, but I had to show you what it looks like. And it just has really cool details. The pleating on the shoulders, this little pointed detail on the sleeves. Hopefully you can see that. There you go. I don't know why it's having a hard time focusing. But yeah, there's the sleeve detail right there, which I really love. Yeah, super cute. So I definitely will be wearing this during the 2 days that LA has a winter. Yeah, this is the last piece. Tell me down in the comments below what your favorite piece was from this haul. Like I said in the clips, I definitely would recommend my Hope of the Valley over, oh wow, why are we so zoomed in? Hold on, let's zoom back out. Back out, we don't wanna be that close. There we go. Wow, okay, yeah. I definitely would recommend my Hope of the Valley over the one in, I think that was Granada Hills. That one just was not as good and way more overpriced, and the Goodwill out there was okay but very small, not a great selection. I'm definitely spoiled by my thrift stores because every time I try to venture out, I'm always disappointed. Mine are just so good. So yeah, that's my thrift haul for you guys, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.